right? This exam is related to NVQ level 3. That's the important thing here, right? And then objectives of this subject, right? What are the objectives of this subject? We have two objectives mainly. Recognize and use ICT applications and devices for day-to-day life, right? There are three categories: understanding the internal working of computers, using appropriate application software for different daily activities, using computer effectively, efficiently, and ethically to interact with the society. That's the first thing. And the second thing is explore different career opportunities related to ICT, right? Those are the two main objectives of this subject, right? And then there are 8 competencies, right? I have mentioned it roughly here. 8 competencies. The first thing is about introduction to computer and representation of data, and how to use OS and what is OS, and application softwares in day-to-day life, and creating multimedia contents, and internet and communication, and developing websites, and last thing is uses of ICT, right? Those are the 8 competencies of this subject, right? I'll explain this one by one. Here I have put 2016 MCQ papers and essay paper and 2017 paper. 2018 we had an online exam, so we don't have that paper with us, right? In this year we have a written exam, so these papers will help you to understand how the paper is come, right? I'll open this 2016 MCQ paper. Right. This is 2016 MCQ paper. I'll show you this. Here we have 14 MCQ questions. This is for 2023 or 2022. 2022. Right? This exam is for 2022 students. Here we have 40 MCQs. Right? As you can see, 40 MCQs. Those are very easy questions. 40 MCQs. Right? And then here we have the I'll open the essay questions. Here is the essay paper. Right? You have to answer 4 questions only. Right? You have 6 questions. You can do 4 questions. Right? Okay. Then I'll start the first lesson with you. I prepared a small notebook for that. Teacher will send you these notes. Let's identify the computer. This is the lesson part, right? First thing is data and information. As you know, when you are learning ICT, data and information is very important, right? I have mentioned what is data and what is information and characteristics of information, right? Data is the numbers, words, images, or symbols, right? You have to keep this in your mind. It can be numbers, words, images, or symbols, right? They do not bear a meaning when standing alone, right? We call them raw facts. we can't get a meaning from those raw facts, right? There are some examples I have mentioned here. Marks of a student, price of a book, exam index number, right? And when it comes to information, the organized or processed data, which is meaningful, right? The raw facts are organized here or processed, right? By considering this information, we can take decisions or actions, right? That's the important thing. Here I have mentioned 3 examples. Highest marks of a student, right? Here the data is marks of a student. When we organize these data or processing these data, we can take highest marks of a student, right? An expensive book. When we consider about the prices of books, we can take what is the expensive book here. And exam results. We can't take any decisions with the index number, right? But from taking this index number and the results of the subjects, we can take exam results, right? Those are the examples for information, right? And when we are talking about information, there are some characteristics of this information, right? First one is relevance. This information should be relevant to the purpose of which it's required. And accuracy. Relevancy and accuracy, right? Then completeness. The information should be very complete. Otherwise, we can't take decisions. If we take decisions from the not completed things, those decisions will be incorrect, right? And timeliness should be communicated in time, right? And reliability. It should be valid and from a trusted source and accessible. Should be stored in a way that it can be easily accessed at any time in anywhere, right? Those are the characteristics of information. And then I think you got these 3 points. What is data and examples for data? What is information and examples for information? And the last thing is characteristics of information. I think if you have any problem regarding these 3, you can text me, right? Then I'm going to the system part. What is a system? Can somebody tell me what is a system? Yes. Okay. I have mentioned it here. It can be a set of rules, an arrangement of things, or a group of related things that works together to fulfill a specific task or a goal, right? Every system consists of 3 basic components. I have mentioned those 3 basic components here. First one is input, process, and the output. We call it as IPO, input, process, and output, right? When it comes to an information system, input becomes data. As you can see in the picture, input becomes data and output becomes information when it comes to information systems, right? When it comes to information systems. Here, I have mentioned IPO model, system model. You already know these ATM machines, right? We insert the card. It means data. It reads our name on the card and there's a number on the card or a chip on the card, right? Those are data. It reads them and find the balance of the bank account. And there are some outputs, name, account number, balance, withdrawal, or cash, right? That's a one model. And the other one, fingerprint. In some offices, we have fingerprint machines. The data is the fingerprint and it processes it, and we can take time of arrival and time of departure, right? Right. Here, I have given activity. You don't need to do that, but you can refer to that. Write an example for a system and explain its function. Here I have given the answer also. Input, principal, teachers, students, syllabuses and textbooks related to school. Process is teaching learning process, and the output is a good citizen to the society, right? Okay. And you have to keep this in your mind. Computer is also a system. Computer is also a system, right? Computer is also a system. Here I have put a definition for that. A computer is an electronic device capable of receiving data in a particular form and performing a set of operations on that data according to the set of instructions to produce a result in the form of information. You don't have to remind that, but when we are learning ICT, we should know what is a computer, right? Computer has some parts: system unit, keyboard, monitor, mouse, speakers, and all, right? I have mentioned 4 parts. And then basic components and functions of a computer, right? We have basically 4 things, but I have mentioned keyboard and mouse as a one. It enters data. That means input, right? It enters data and instructions given by the user. And then the system unit processes the data into information, right? That's processing. And then the other one is monitor. It displays the final result to the user. Result means information, right? As I said before, the computer as a system, right? It does some of these things. And we have 3 parts of a computer to talk about: hardware, software, and liveware, right? Hardware is the tangible things and seen things. Software is intangible and only can be seen. And liveware is the person who manipulates the computer, right? Like us, we are users, right? And the peripheral devices. Here I have mentioned, you can see this diagram. Peripheral devices are a piece of computer hardware that is added to a computer in order to expand its ability. Peripheral devices කියන්නේ එයාගේ වැඩ ටිකක් වැඩිපුර කරගන්න සම්බන්ධ කරන්න පුළුවන්, පිටතින් සම්බන්ධ කරන්න පුළුවන් devices වලට, right? The term peripheral is used to describe those devices that are optional in nature, as opposed to hardware that is either demanded or always required in principle, right? Here I have mentioned input devices. If we take hardware, there are input devices, output devices. Both input and output devices. This is an important thing. Sometimes there will be an MCQ asking about what is input and output device here, right? Both input and output device, right? And storage devices and processors, right? Hardware can be categorized in these peripheral devices, right? Then input devices, those are hardware and input devices. Input devices are the devices which we use to enter data and instructions to the computer, right? Here I have mentioned some input devices: keyboard, mouse, barcode reader, digital camera, webcam, joystick, OMR, right? This is important, optical mark recognition. This is a device which is used to identify signs or a mark, right? In some universities, when they are marking MCQ papers, they use this method, right? MCQ එක mark කරද්දී ඒ dot එක තමයි යා තේරුම් ගන්නේ answer එකක් විදිහට, right? Then the other one is OCR, optical character recognition. This is also an important thing. The previous one is OMR, optical mark recognition. This is optical character recognition, right? Used to input the characters which are handwritten or in printed documents into the computer. මෙයාට පුළුවන් printed document එකක තියෙන data scan කරලා computer එකට ගන්න. Right? And the other one is MICR, magnetic ink character recognition. This thing is used to input the data in checks to the computer, right? And you have to roughly remind these things because some MCQs are coming from these lessons, right? If we refer to the paper 2016 one, there's no question on that side. I'll open the 17 one also. That's the same. Okay, I'll open the 2017 paper also. Wait. After discussing this, output devices, right? Here we have a diagram which introduces output devices. It can be categorized as soft copies and hard copies, right? If you are reading a PDF, now I'm using a soft copy. If you print this, that's the hard copy of this note, right? When we are talking about soft copy, we can take soft copies from monitor. We can read soft copies from monitor and projector, right? And when we are talking about hard copy, we can take here two devices, printer and a plotter, right? Plotter is also a different kind of a printer, but we divide it into two, printer and plotter, right? Can you tell me, here I have put an activity, write examples for other output devices. What are the output devices that you know? I have mentioned two here, speakers and fax machine. Are there any output devices you know? Okay. Soft copy. Then we are going to the topic soft copy. Here I have mentioned three types of monitors. When we are talking about monitors, there are three types. First one is CRT monitor, right? Cathode ray tube monitor, right? And the second one is LCD monitor, liquid crystal display. And the third one is LED monitor, light emitting diode, right? They are not asking about the differences between these displays, right? And the fourth one, projector, right? It outputs information into wide screen, and it can be viewed by several people at once, not as the computer screen, right? Here I have compared the CRT, LCD, and LED for your knowledge, but they are not asking these things, right? Power, quality, picture quality, and the cost, right? And next, the hard copy thing. Hard copy. There are some types of printers. First one is dot matrix printer, line printer, laser print, and thermal printer, right? Dot matrix is there's a head and it touches with the ink ribbon with needle-like tips, right? It's not very, the printout is not very clear, and it's low cost printer. But line printer, laser printer, and thermal printer, they are speedy than the dot matrix printer. Line printer prints one line at a time, but it's very speed, right? And laser printer, there's no head in that. It has a toner, dried ink, right? And it applies to the paper when it comes to printing, right? And the thermal printer, it uses heat to print, heating the colored wax and print the paper. It's a special paper, as you can see, right? There are special papers to thermal printers. And the plotter. This plotter is used to planning and architectural things, town and country planning, like that, right? Plotter needs a pencil or a pen to draw, right? What we draw from the computer, it draws on the paper. Right, I have put an activity here. What are the printer categories? There are two categories, impact printers and non-impact printers, right? Here I have mentioned what are impact and what are non-impact, right? Here, impact printers, character printer and line printer. Character printer කියන්නේ එක character එක ගානේ print වෙන්නේ. Line printer means line by line තමයි print, right? Here, character printer, daisy wheel printer and dot matrix printer. We have already discussed about dot matrix printer. And line printers, drum print and chain print, right? You don't need to by heart these things, but keep in mind these things roughly, right? In non-impact printers, we talk about laser printers, inkjet printers, thermal printers, and plotter, right? And both input and output devices, this is very important. Touch screen. Touch screen is input and output, both at the same time. If you are consider about your mobile phone, your tab, or if you have a laptop with a touch screen, we can input data and also output data from that touch screen, right? And modems. Modems is also convert analog signals to digital or digital signals to analog. So it also can take as input-output device, both. And interactive whiteboard. Interactive whiteboards are used to teaching learning processes, right? And this type of headsets, you can hear and talk. Headphones or microphones, right? And we are going to talk about storage device. It can be categorized as primary and secondary memory. And in primary memory, we have three things: RAM, ROM, and cache memory. RAM means random access memory. ROM means read-only memory, right? In secondary memory, we have three categories: magnetic media devices, optical media devices, and solid-state media devices. In magnetic media devices, we have hard disks, magnetic tapes, and floppy disks, right? In optical media devices, we have CDs, DVDs, and Blu-ray. In solid-state devices, we can take the common thing, pen or flash drive, pen drive or flash drive, right? Memory cards, and SSD drives, static drives, right? When it comes to primary memory, this is the, here I have mentioned RAM, random access memory, and you can see a picture of it also, right? Random access memory, RAM. It temporarily stores data. That's the very important thing. Here I have mentioned it temporarily store data until they are processed. මොනහරි data එකක් process වෙනකන් එයා temporarily තියාගන්න. Right? But after that, or when it comes to switching off the computer, it erased. Because of that, we call this volatile memory. Current එකට සම්බන්ධ වෙලා තියෙනකම් මේ memory එක temporarily තියෙනවා. After switching off, it will be automatically erased. So we call it volatile memory. That's important. You have to keep in mind, right? Volatile memory. And when it comes to read-only memory, read-only memory, ROM, it's installed to the computer by its manufacturers. For what? To remember the boot up process, right? Boot up process means the time when we sorry students, okay. අපි කතා කර කර හිටියේ read only memory ගැන. It comes with the manufacturer, right? It's installed from the manufacturer to remember the boot up process. Boot up process එක කියන්නේ අපි computer එක switch on කරපු වෙලාවෙ ඉඳන් operating system එක අපිට එන වෙලාව වෙනකන් time එක, right? The instructions for boot up, right? It's in the ROM. Those data is stored in the ROM, right? This is a non-volatile memory because this is not erased when the computer is switched on, right? RAM is volatile memory and ROM is non-volatile memory. And the third one is cache memory. It's the fastest memory in the computer. It's in smaller in capacity, right? Very small in capacity, but the fastest memory. Okay, I have activity here. Can you answer that activity? What are the differences between RAM and ROM? I earlier explained that. You can send the answers to the chat. What are the differences between RAM and ROM? These type of questions can be come to the second paper, essay paper. Okay, I'll give you 3 minutes to do this activity. You can send me the answers directly. Then the others cannot see them. Okay, I got one answer. What about the others? Okay, let's see the answers. RAM and ROM, right? Temporary storage and permanent storage. RAM is temporary and ROM is permanent. Stores data in MBs. This is not we can't say this these days, right? Volatile and unvolatile, volatile and unvolatile, right? And used in normal operations, used for startup process of computer. Writing data is faster in RAM. Writing data is slower in ROM, right? Those are the answers. If you want to keep two things in your mind, you can keep these 2 points. Right? You can take these 2 points to remember. Right? And then secondary storage devices. Secondary storage devices. The first thing is magnetic media devices. Why we call it magnetic media? Utilizes magnetic patterns to represent information. The first thing is hard disk, magnetic tapes, floppy disk. And there's another one I have, I didn't mention it here, magnetic tapes. Oh, I have mentioned it. Oh, sorry. Magnetic tapes, hard disks, floppy disks. And the second one is optical media devices. This is read and write by a laser beam. That's why we call it optical media device. CD, DVD, and Blu-ray disc. Right? CD, DVD, and Blu-ray disc. And this one, solid state devices, uses flash-based memory, semiconductor memory, which is significantly faster. This is very fast, right? Flash drives, SSDs, memory cards. Flash drives, SSDs, and memory cards, right? And the next one is Central Processing Unit, CPU. This is regarding processing, Central Processing Unit. This is a main computer of a computer system, right? And we also call this as the brain of the computer, right? Brain of the computer. Its main functions are to perform calculations and control computer activities. There are three parts of the CPU, right? Central Processing Unit has three parts. First one is control unit, CU, control unit, right? This control all the devices of the computer system. It gives the instructions and coordinates actions of the components, right? And the second one is arithmetic and logic unit. Arithmetic and logic unit. We also call it as arithmetic and logical unit, right? ALU. ALU. It operates as directed by CU. Control unit එකේ කියන විදිහට තමයි operate වෙන්නේ, right? And it performs all the mathematical stuff and logical stuff. Mathematical stuff means adding, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Logical things are not, and, or operators, right? And when it comes to memory registers provide the storage which holds instructions and data for operations. It temporarily stores the data needs for the function of ALU. Right? That's a temporary memory. එයා මොකද කරන්නේ ALU එකට අවශ්‍ය data ටික temporarily තියාගන්න. Process කරන්න ඕන data ටික. Right? So CPU has three parts: control unit, ALU, and memory registers. Right? Okay, then this is the architecture of the computer. මේක තමයි computer එකේ architecture එක. ගොඩක් වෙලාවට මේ රූපෙත් දීලා අහනවා සමහර වෙලාවට. Right? As you can see, this part, this is control unit. Right? This is control unit. As you can see, the black arrow goes to every part of the computer. Commands or control signals. Right? CU controls ALU, inputs, secondary memory, primary memory, memory registers, and outputs. Right? And as you can see, the red blank arrows. Right? Red arrows show us the data or instruction flows. Data instructions කොහොමද flow වෙන්නේ කියලා තමයි මෙයා පෙන්නන්නේ. Right? Here, input gives data to primary memory. Primary memory means RAM, right? And it exchanges memory from secondary memory and memory registers. And after that, ALU, right? CU doesn't give data or instructions. It controls or give commands to all the other peripheral devices. Right. We talked about hardware. And the second thing is software. It's not tangible, intangible, and we can see it. There are two main types of software. First thing is system software. System software. It controls, coordinates the computer operations and manages the hardware of a computer. System software operates and manages the hardware of a computer, right? System software forms the base on which the application software work. System software එක තමයි application software වල base එක වෙන්නේ. Application software එකකට hardware එකක් එක්කම වැඩ කරන්න බෑ. Right? It can't interact directly with the hardware. They act as an interface between the hardware and the application software. Right? System software act as an interface between the hardware and the application software. It includes BIOS, operating systems, utility software, and language translators. Basic input-output system means BIOS. Right? Operating system, we have to discuss it in the third competency, so I'm not talking about operating systems here. Utility software means device drivers, disk cleanups, antivirus software, backups, and ETs, right? And language translators means we can talk about this topic in programming part. So let's continue to the other part, right? Application software, apps. When it comes to mobile phone, we call it apps, right? Application software. These softwares are designed to carry out specific tasks other than one relating to the operation of the computer itself. Operation is done by system softwares, operating things and managing things, right? This is to carry out a specific task. It can be word processing, it can be spreadsheet, presentation, internet browsing, and photo editing, right? Whatever it is, it's a specific task, right? And specifications for personal computer. There are some key components and its features that make up the computer, right? Here I have mentioned some requirements here. If we are purchasing a computer, right, we have to consider about these requirements. Clock speed of the processor, capacity, and hard disk speed, type, size, resolution of the monitor, right, motherboard, processor, like that, right? And here I have mentioned short thing about operating systems. A computer can be purchased with a pre-installed operating system. ඔයා කඩෙන් ගන්නකොටම ඔයාට operating system එක install කරලා තියෙන්න පුළුවන්. Right? If you are purchasing only an operating system, it's better to check the existing software is compatible with the new operating system. And here I have put purchasing consideration. Right? That's not very important, but you have to check with the warranty, technical supports, and PC compatibility with the software and hardware, like that, right? And here I have mentioned some operating systems, right? These are paid operating systems. We have to pay for these operating systems: Microsoft Windows, Chrome OS, Windows 10, Unix, iOS, Mac OS. We have to pay for these things. But these things are free and open source. Ubuntu, Linux, Fedora, like that, right? Remember two examples from these two, right? Windows is very common, and you can remember this Mac OS, Windows and Mac OS. When it comes to free and open source, you can remember this Ubuntu and Linux, right? Application software and antivirus software. Then we are talking about application software. When purchasing application software, we have to select the newer things, newest compatible versions for our operating systems and computer hardware. Do not install unnecessary free softwares to your computer because they can be potentially harmful to the computer. There are so many application softwares in the world. You have to select what are compatible with your computer, right? And antivirus software. It should be installed on your PC, personal computer, and updated regularly. මොකද virus හැමදාම හැදෙනවා. So we have to update it regularly. We have to scan the computer regularly, right? It can be a free antivirus software or a subscription-based antivirus package, but we have to update it and regularly scan the computer, right? And the activities, write 5 examples for antivirus softwares. I have already given the answers here. Kaspersky, Norton, AVG, right? Avast. There are so many antivirus softwares, right? If you want to see some videos for your additional reference, here I have mentioned some links, right? That's the first lesson. And then we can go to the paper again. I'll go to 2016 essay paper. Okay. What's your knowledge about number systems? Send me the answers to the chat. Do you have any knowledge in number systems? Okay. Yes. What about the others? Okay. Yes. What about the others? Do you have any basic knowledge of number system? All right. Some don't know. Do it. Okay. Right. Okay. Right. If we take this first question in 2016 paper, there's a question, which of the following binary numbers is equivalent to the decimal number 35? Right? Okay. Let's do this. If you have a decimal number like this, the 35 is the number. Right. If we want to take the similar number in binary number system, right? We have to divide this number. Okay. We have to divide this number from 2. Right. This is decimal to binary. When we are converting a decimal number to binary, right? I'll write it here. Decimal to binary. Because there are some students who don't know this. Decimal to binary, right? The decimal number is 35. So we are going to convert this decimal number to binary number. So we are going to divide this number by 2, right? 35. 17 and there's a remainder. අපි එකක් ඉතුරු වෙනවා. අපි points ගණන් දාන්නේ නැහැ නේද? දශම ගණන් දාන්නේ නැහැ. අපි whole number එකක් තමයි දාන්නේ. පූර්ණ ගණනක් තමයි හැමතිස්සෙම බෙදුවා මේ answer එක වෙන්නේ. So ඉතුරු වෙන ගණන අපි ඉස්සරහින් ලියනවා. Right? Then again we divide this number from 2. Right? It's 8. And 1 remainder. And again, this number is divided by 2. It's 4. No remainders. Right? And 4 is divided by 2. 2. No remainders. Right? Then 2 is divided by 2. 1 and no remains. Right? අපි අගට එක ආවම ආයෙ දෙකෙන් බෙදන්න යන්නේ නැහැ. අපි එතනින් නවත්තනවා. ඒක තමයි ලේසි. Right? Then we take the number from this side. Right? 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1. And we have to put the base as 2 because it's binary. The base of the binary is 2. Right? This is the equivalent number to 35. Right? Okay. I'll give you a number. You can convert it to binary and send me the answer. Right? The number is 68. 68. Do it quickly. Now you know the method. Do it quickly and send me the answers. Okay, I got one answer. Very good. It's correct. If you don't like your answers to be visible, you can send to me directly. Right? Okay, I got another answer. It's also correct. Very good. If you don't know this method, you can try it. Right? Okay. Another 2 answers. Correct. Very good. What about the others? Okay, we can discuss it. Okay. I'll divide this number from 2. It's 34. Right? No remainders. And if we divide 34, can you teach binary to decimal? Sure, I'll do it. 34 divided by 2, it's 17. No remainders. Right? 17 divided by 2, it's 8. 1 remainder. 8 divided by 2, 4, no remainders. 4 divided by 2, 2, no remainders. And 2 divided by 2, 1, no remainders, right? The answer is 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0. And you have to put the base, right? You have to take the answer into this side, right? Okay. I think you got the steps, right? Then the next one, binary to decimal. Binary to decimal. If you have a binary number, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, right? This is the binary number. And I'll put 2 here, binary number, right? In these number, we have a position. In these numbers, there are 5 numbers. We have positions in 2 to the powers. දෙකේ බලවලින් මේ positions වලට value එකක් තියෙනවා. right? value එකක් තියෙනවා. ඒක ලියන්න ඕන නිසා මම චුට්ටක් ඈතින් මේක ලියන්න ගන්නවා. 1 0 1 0 1. right? Here it's 2 to the power 0. The position value is 2 to the power 0. And here it's 2 to the power 1. 2 to the power 2, 2 to the power 3, and 2 to the power 4. I got the answer. Very good. Right? Okay. Now you should know the values of 2 to the powers. 2 to the powers වල values ටික ඔයගොල්ලන් දැනගෙන ඉන්න ඕනේ. 2 to the power 0 කියන්නේ 1. Right? 1. 2 to the power 1 means 2. 2 to the power 2 means 4. 2 to the power 3 means 8. 2 to the power 4 means 16. Right? Okay. Now we are going to find the decimal value of this binary number. Okay. Here we have 1, 2 to the power 0 into 1. 2 to the power 0 means 1. 1 multiplied by 1 means 1. එක වැඩි කිරීම එක එකයි. Right? Here 2 to the power 1 into 0. It means the answer is 0. And here 2 to the power 2 into 1. 2 to the power 2 means 4. 4 into 1, 4. 2 to the power 3 into 0. The answer is 0. And the last one, 2 to the power 4 into 1. 2 to the power 4 means 16. 16 into 1, 16. And we have to add these numbers together. 16 plus 4 is 20. 20 plus 1, 21. This is how we can get a binary number into decimal number. Binary number එකක් දුන්නාට පස්සේ ආගේ decimal එක හොයාගන්න ඔන්න ඔය step එක use කරන්න. Right? Now I'll give a number. Right? I'll give a number. Then you can convert this number to decimal. Right? My number is 1 101 base 2. Okay, you can convert this into decimal. Okay, I got some answers. All are correct. What about the others? Okay, very good. If you can do these activities, please do. Otherwise, okay, very good. Okay. I got some answers. I'll do it. I'll do it. Here it's 2 to the power 0 into 1. It means 1 into 1, 1. Here 2 to the power 1 into 0, it's 0. And here 2 to the power 2 into 1. 2 to the power 2 means 4. 4 into 1, 4. And the last one, 2 to the power 3 into 1. 2 to the power 3 means 8. 8 into 1 means 8. 8 plus 4, 12. 12 plus 1, 30. Right? Some have sent me the answers. The answer is correct. Right? Okay. Now we discuss how to convert a decimal number to binary and a binary number to decimal. Right? Here we have the first question from the number conversions. They are asking about the equal binary number to 35. Right? They didn't give you the base of the binary numbers, but these are binary numbers. Right? Okay. Then the other one. Email addresses. Email addresses. Right? Okay. If we take an email address, let's take my one. Okay. This is an email address, right? We have two parts of this, right? We have two parts of this. This is the username, this part. This part is the username. And this one is domain name. This one is domain name. Username and the domain name. Email address එකක තියෙනවා username එකයි domain name එකයි. Domain name එක දෙන්නේ company එකේ. Username එක අපි තමයි හොයාගන්නේ. We can decide the username and domain names. Domain name comes with the company, right? And here there's a sign, @sign, right? @sign. Okay. Now, what about this question? Which of the following symbols should always be included in an email address? What's the answer? What's the answer? Okay, at sign is the answer, right? At sign is the answer. Very good. Some send me the answers. Very good. Those are correct, right? And then there are so many questions from computer networks. I'm going to do some brief introduction about computer networks, right? Give me a minute to open the presentation. Right. Right. Okay. Data communication. When we are talking about data communication, we have to talk what are the objectives of computer networks. Right. Here I have a Sinhala and English both. Right. This is a bilingual presentation. Do not mind it. Objectives of computer networks. Right. Basic components required for data communication. And the second one is data transmission modes, data transmission media, and computer network devices. Right? And here we are going to talk about client-server network, types of computer networks, some students who has a basic knowledge. So that's why I'm discussing these things with the paper, right? Next 3 sessions, we are going to discuss the papers with you, right? The networking, it gives so many questions to the paper. That's why I'm talking about this, right? What are the objectives of networking, right? Here I have put some 3 questions. What is data communication and what is networking, right? Data communication means transmitting data and information, right? Transmitting data and information. And when it comes to data transmission, it needs a connection between a sender and a receiver, right? If we want to transmit data, there should be a sender and a receiver, right? And what is networking? Creating a connection between a sender and a receiver, right? Networking means creating a connection between a sender and a receiver. And then, what are the basic components required for data communication? There are 3 basic components. Sender, it means the source, medium, and receiver, or the destination. Right? Sender, medium, receiver. Sender means the person or object which sends data. Medium means medium used to transmit data. It can be a wired one or wireless one. And the receiver means person or the object which receives data, right? Those are the basic components. And then there are 3 types of data transmission modes. First one is simplex mode. Simplex mode. Half duplex mode and full duplex mode. Let's check what are they. Right? This is simplex mode. Here we have sender and the receiver. Right? It gives data from sender to receiver, but receiver can't send data to sender again. Right? That's why we call it simplex. එක පැත්තකට විතරයි data යවන්න පුළුවන්. Send again or receiver. Right? There are so many examples for that. TV, radio, newspapers, books, right? Like that. Those are the examples. And half duplex mode. Data sender sends data to receiver. After that, after receiving the data, it can be the sender and sends data to the receiver again, right? Let's check these arrow keys. Like this, right? එකපාර බෑ. At a time. Sender can send data first and receiver can send data to the other side after that, right? That's half duplex mode. There are some examples: walkie-talkie, email, internet, fax machine, like that, right? And this one, full duplex. We can communicate and send data at the same time, right? Like this, right? Okay. Those are the three modes of data transmitting. And then transmission media, data transmission media. There are two medias, guided and unguided. That's also called as wired, wireless. Wired and wireless, right? This is how we categorize guided media or wired media: twisted pair, coaxial cable, fiber optics. I'll show you what are those cables. And unguided medias categorized as radio waves, microwaves, and infrared, right? This is twisted pair. It can be categorized as unshielded and shielded. Unshielded and shielded, right? This is unshielded twisted pair. Right? Twisted means these wires are twisted together as two, right? These are unshielded twisted pair. As a short form, we can call it UTP. Then, sorry. Right. This is shielded twisted pair. Shielded twisted pair. Right? As you can see, they are shielded. Right? Short form is STP. Shielded twisted pair. And coaxial cable. This is coaxial cable. And the next one is fiber optics. Fiber optics. These days, this speed internet connection comes with fiber optics. Right? As you can see, there are so many coatings of this cable. Cable එකේ ගොඩක් coatings තියෙනවා ඔයගලන්ට පේනවා. I have put the picture here. These cables comes under the sea. මූද යටින් තමයි එන්නේ. එක එක රටවල් වලට. Right? Fiber optics. Optical fiber කියලාත් අපි කියනවා. And unguided media, right? Those are guided media. This is unguided media. The first thing is radio waves. These are two examples for radio waves, Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, right? Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. This is Wi-Fi and this is Bluetooth. Bluetooth can cover small area, but Wi-Fi can cover a large area, right? And it's speeder than Bluetooth. And microwaves. Microwaves. If we are talking about the satellite TVs and all, it uses microwaves, right? And the other one is infrared. If you have a remote TV remote in your home, right? It uses infrared. Right? We can't see the signal. It's infrared. And what are the devices we want to connect a computer network? Right? Here I have mentioned so many devices that can be connected through a switch or a hub. This is a switch. And these are the devices, PCs, gaming machine, recorders, TVs, right? And here is the router. It gives the internet to the switch, right? And this is the internet. Internet comes across the modem. Modem එක හරහා තමයි එන්නේ. එතකොට මේ devices අපිට ඕනේ computer network එකක් සම්බන්ධ කරගන්න. We need these devices to connect a computer network, right? And then, right, here are some devices, modem, router or a firewall. Router or a firewall. Router connects two networks or more networks together. And here, switch or a hub or Wi-Fi access point, right? And here, there's a server. Server එකක සාමාන්‍යයෙන් performance වැඩි. It can control a computer network. That's why we are using a server, right? And when we are connecting a network, we need network interface card. A network interface card එකක් ඕනෙමයි. We call it NIC, right? Not national identity card, right? This is the port of NIC, network port. I annotate it. This is the network port and this is the cable. It contains twisted pair cables. Here it contains twisted pair cables, right? Network cable and the port. And this is switch and hub, right? Switch and hub. Here I have mentioned the hub under the slide. And these are the switches, right? It connects devices. And Wi-Fi adapter. It can act as a Wi-Fi access point. And router. It connects so many networks together, two or more, right? And modem. It converts analog signals to digital signals and digital signals to analog signals. And the firewall. What is done by firewall? මොකද්ද firewall එකකින් කරන්නේ? එයා මොකද කරන්නේ? ඉන්ටර්නෙට් එකෙන් එන අනවශ්‍ය දේවල් නැවත හරවලා යවනවා. ෆිල්ටර් කරලා තමයි ගන්න. right? ෆිල්ටර් කරලායි ගන්න. And client server network. There are so many models in internet. We are using client-server model, client-server network. As I said before, a server computer responds to the client computers connected to the server. Server computer එකට හැමතිස්සෙම client computers connect වෙලයි තියෙන්නේ. Right? A network operating system is installed to the server. Right? The server has the operating system, different operating system. It's called network operating system. And client means the one who requests data or information via internet or from an area network. Server is the one who provides data and information. Right? Client is who requests data and information. Server is who provides data and information. Right? And then computer network types. Right? There are 3 types according to their geographical type, geographical area. Local area network, metropolitan area network, and wide area network. Right? This is a local area network. Local area networks are in a room or one building, like that. එක පොඩි තැනක තමයි තියෙන්නේ මේක. building එකක වෙන්න පුළුවන්, එක කාමරයක වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Local area networks තියෙන්නේ. Right? And metropolitan area network. It can be a town. Right? It can be a town, not a small, very small area, but a quite wide area. Right? It can be a town. And the last one, wide area network. Internet is the answer for wide area, example for wide area network, right? The world or a country can called as a wide area network, right? And network topologies. Network topologies. Topologies means the pattern of connection in designing computer networks. Network patterns, right? We can connect computers in so many patterns. There are 5 patterns to discuss. Star topology, bus, ring, tree, and mesh. Right? This is star topology. This is star topology. As you can see, there's a middle device. It can be a switch or a hub. The middle device can be a switch or a hub. Right? The other devices can be PCs, printers, server computers, any other peripheral device. Right? There's the middle device in star topology. Right? And the next one is bus topology. As you can see in the picture, bus topology. It has a backbone cable in the middle. Right? The others are devices. Bus topology. And ring topology. Ring topology. These devices are connected as a ring. Right? One device is connected to another 2. Tree topology. It's like there are so many networks connected together. This is one. It's like a star topology. This is like a star topology, and this is also like a star topology. Right? Those are connected together. Right? That's tree topology. And after that, the last one, mesh topology. All the computers are connected here. මේකෙදි හැම එකක්ම හැම එකකටම සම්බන්ධයි. Right? And then advantages of networking and disadvantages of networking. Can somebody say what are the advantages of networking? What are the advantages? Yes, advantages of network. What are the advantages of networking? We can share files, we can share folders, right? We can share resources. If we are not connected to a network, if there are 5 computers, if we want to take a printout, we have to connect a printer to each computer, right? Computers පහක් තියෙනවා නම් අපිට printouts ගන්න ඕනේ නම් අපිට computers පහටම printers පහක් ඕනේ network කරලා නැත්තම්. But when in a network, we only want one printer. අපි යාලා ඔක්කොමලා network කරලා නම් තියෙන්නේ එක printer එකයි ඕනේ. ඕනම computer එකකින් දෙන print out එකක් ඒ printer එකෙන් ගන්න පුළුවන්. So we can share resources. We can share resources. And we can share files. Files share කරගන්න පුළුවන්. Right? And what are the disadvantages? There will be some security problems. Right? There will be some security problems. And resource person, lack of resource persons. Network ගැන දන්න අය අඩු නිසා එතනත් අපිට පොඩි disadvantage එකක් තියෙන්න පුළුවන්. Right. Now we are coming to the paper. Consider the following diagram. They have given a diagram. Which of the following devices represents A in the local area network as shown in the above diagram? Okay, let's guess the answer. Send it to the chat. Okay, I got one answer. Another answer, correct, very good. Okay, very good. What about the others? What is the device represented in A? Letter A. This is a network. There's a device in the middle. What's that? They have given 4 answers. The first one is gateway. Second one is network interface card, switch, and modem. Yes, what are the answers? Okay. Switch is the answer. Switch තමයි answer එක. Right? Switch or a hub. Now, these days, we are not using hubs anymore. So, the answer is switch. Right? And let's check another one from networking. Okay, there are 2. You can do this one. Which of the following decimal numbers to equivalent to the binary number this? And you can do the 11th one also. Do it and send me the answers. 10th one and 11th one. You can also do the 12th one because that's also from computer network. Yes, no answers? There's a binary number here. They're asking about the decimal number, equivalent decimal number, and there are two questions from computer networking. Okay, I got two answers. For the 10th one, yes, correct. Let's check the 10th one, right? Here, 2 to the point 0, 2 to the power 0, 2 to the power 1, 2 to the power 2, 2 to the power 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 2 to the power 7. Right? 2 to the power 1 means 1, 2 to the power 2 means 2, 2 to the power 3 means 8, 4 means 16, 5 means 32, 6 means 64, 7 means 128. Right? The answer is the second. Very good. Some students send me the answers. The answer is correct. And let's check 11th one and 12th one. 12th one. It is more related to computer network. Consider the following statements. There are 3 statements. Right? Twisted pair cables use copper as the medium to transmit data. And the second one is optical fiber or fiber optics, the same. Cables use light waves to transmit data. Data transmission speed of twisted pair cables is higher than optical fiber cables. Okay, I got one answer. Right. We should know this. The speed of twisted pair cables is lower than optical fiber cables or fiber optic cables. Data transmission speed එක twisted pair ගේ අඩුයි fiber optics වලට වඩා. Yes, I got answers. They say the first answer is correct. Yes, the answer is first one. Twisted pair cables use copper as the medium. That's correct. Twisted pair cables use copper as the medium to transmit data. And the second one, optical fiber cables or fiber optic cables use light waves to transmit data. Yes, correct. So A and B is correct. C is incorrect because it says data transmission speed of twisted pair cable is higher than fiber optic cables. No, it's incorrect. It should be lower than fiber optic cables, right? Okay. And 13th one, which is the following combination shows the services of the internet only? I didn't discuss it yet. Okay. Let's discuss about email and internet. අපි පොඩි වෙලාවක් ඒක ගැන කතා කරමු. චුට්ටි දෙයක්. Internet, right? The internet and the electronic mail, right? I'll do it very speedily. What is internet? Internet is a collection of computer networks around the world, right? Internet is a collection of computer networks around the world. And then URL, Uniform Resource Locator, right? Uniform Resource Locator is the system used to uniquely identify, right? It's uniquely identified the various resources in the websites. It's uniquely identified. That's the word, uniquely, right? Here I have mentioned a URL. The green color thing is the protocol. There are so many parts of this URL. Green color thing is protocol, HTTP or HTTPS is the protocol. And the red one is the service. There are some services of the internet. Here the service is www. And the purple color one is domain name, nie.lk. And the black color font says the path, the location, right? How to go to the resource file, the location. And the yellow color one is the resource file. If we have this URL with us, we know where maths.pdf located in the internet. Internet එකේ කොහේ හරි මේ maths.pdf කියන ෆයිල් එක හරියටම කොතනද තියෙන්නේ කියලා. අපිට දැනගන්න පුළුවන් අපි URL එක දන්නවනේ. Right? Okay. And then IP address. IP means Internet Protocol. IP address. These are used to individually identify all the computers in the internet. That's a benefit. Right? This number is used to identify all the computers in the internet individually. Right? And these IP addresses are given, assigned by ISP, Internet Service Provider කෙනෙක් තමයි අපිට මේක දෙන්නේ. Right? It can be a company like Dialog, Mobitel and all, and it provides access to internet. Those who are providing access to internet are assigned these IP addresses to us, right? The important thing is we can identify the computers in the internet individually by this IP address, right? And the domain name. This can be a new word to you, domain name. It gives an identity to all the websites which exist in the internet. Internet එකේ තියෙන ඕනම website එකකට identity එකක් දෙන්න. Right? It can be the field of the website or the country of the website. Right? If the website ends with .com, it's a commercial one. Right? Here I have mentioned some fields here. And it ends with .lk, it's Sri Lankan website. .in, Indian. .jp, Japan, like that. Right? We can identify the identity of the website. Right? Which country the website is from and which field the website is from. Right? That's the domain name. And top level domain. Top level domain. Right? The domain at the rightmost corner of a domain name. If you can see, I have given some URLs here and the domain name and the top level domain. Right? Top level domain is included in domain name. It's at the rightmost corner. අන්තිම කොනේම තියෙන එක තමයි .com හරි .lk හරි ඒක තමයි top level domain. අගම තියෙන එක. Rightmost corner එකේ. Right? That's top level domain. And here how internet works. I'm not going to explain it further. And here are the protocols used in the internet. Protocols mean some laws. if we are dealing with HTML document exchanging, we use HTTP protocol. It's called Hypertext Transfer Protocol, right? And if you are controlling the exchange of IP addresses, you can use TCP/IP protocol, right? If you are going to exchange files, you can use FTP, File Transfer Protocol. And if you are exchanging electronic mail, if you are sending electronic mails, you are using SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, right? And the last one, if there are errors, informing and controlling messages, right? If there are errors, we use ICMP, Internet Control Message Protocol, right? These are the protocols in the internet. You should know these things because it comes to the exam, right? And server and client computers. We have already discussed it in network. Internet is the wide area network and it's based on client server model. Here they have clients and servers, right? All the computers in internet belong either to the type of servers or clients. Internet එකේ තියෙන ඕනම computer එකක් server කෙනෙක් වෙන්න පුළුවන් එහෙම නැත්නම් client කෙනෙක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. හරි? And server computers distributes the resources required by the client computer, right? If client wants some resources, server computers distribute that resource to the client computer, right? If client taking some resources from the server, it's called download. If client sending resources to the server, it's called upload. These words are familiar to you, download and upload, right? And there are three types of server computers: web server, mail server, and DNS server, right? Web server means it stores web pages and providing those web pages to the clients. Mail server means it stores electronic mails, emails, and providing them to the clients, right? And the last one, DNS server. DNS means domain name server. It translates URL to IP addresses. It translates URL to IP addresses, right? Translates URL to IP addresses. And services of the internet. Services of the internet. There are 7 services I have mentioned here. First thing is World Wide Web. That's the most important thing, World Wide Web. There are so many HTML websites there in the World Wide Web. Then the second one is electronic mail, email. That's the second service. Then file transfer protocol, remote access, file sharing, streaming of media, and search engines, right? If you want, you can keep 2 services in your mind. It's easy to remember World Wide Web and electronic mail, right? This is World Wide Web. The father of the World Wide Web, WWW, is Tim Berners-Lee, right? World Wide Web is a service provided by the internet, and it's a large collection of electronic documents saved in computers all around the world connected to the internet. That is World Wide Web. But if you want to connect to the World Wide Web, you have to use a web browser. Otherwise, you can't connect with the World Wide Web, right? And the second one, web browser, right? We should have a web browser to access the www World Wide Web. Here I have mentioned the pictures of web browsers. It's an application software, and here are some web browsers: Google Chrome, Safari, Mozilla Firefox, Opera, like that, right? Microsoft Edge, Internet Explorer, like that. And in a website, it consists of several web pages. It has text, images, videos, and other multimedia resources, and hyperlinks, right? Hyperlinks means if you click some word or a picture, it goes to another web page. That's called a hyperlink. Okay. Then file transfer protocol, FTP, right? If you want to send a file with email, you can only send 25 MB, 25 megabytes. Larger files can't transfer with emails, right? Then, because of that, we use file transfer protocol. From this, we can transfer large files of one computer in the internet to another computer, right? If you know downloading films and all, torrents, it uses FTP, right? And remote access. Controlling and operating a computer in the internet remotely is performed through remote access, right? If you can see, the Zoom is also having this option, remote control, as remote control, right? I can give my computer's control to you, and you can control my computer. That's called remote access. We use this remote access to install software, right, or fixing problems on client computers. Installing software of server computers to client computers, or fixing problems on client computers. But we should very well aware of this hacking. When we are giving remote access to another person, our computer can be hacked, right? Using remote access functionality, sometimes hackers steal important data and information stored on computers without owner's knowledge. That's called hacking. So we have to very well aware of that. File sharing. This is different from FTP, file transfer protocol. There are two different things, right? Resources on a server computer shared between client computers. File transfer එකේදී අපි කරේ එක large file එකක් තව කෙනෙක්ට transfer කරනවා. Right? Here in file sharing, there's a resource on a server computer, right? Client computers went to that location and share the same resource. They are not taking it, right? There are some examples I have given here. When you check exam results online, that file is accessed by a large number of clients at the same time, right? Exam department එක results දෙනකොට අපි හැමෝටම වෙනම files එවන්න යන්නේ ගෙදරට. ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ website එකේ එක තැනක එක upload කරනවා. So that file is accessed by a large number of clients at the same time. That's called file sharing, right? And another example is here. Thousands of users can be connected to a website at the same time, right? If we are taking a social media website for an example, Facebook, there are so many clients using it at the same time. Right? That's called file sharing. And streaming of media. Streaming of media means we are requesting a web page and there's a media on it. It can be a video or a media, audio. If we take a website, if we take an example as YouTube, අපි YouTube ගත්තොත් එහෙම YouTube එකේ තියෙන videos ගොඩක් වෙලාවට videos විතරයි. උට web page එකකින් අපි video එකක් ඉල්ලුවා මෙයා play වෙන්නේ media server එකක. ඒ server එකේ තමයි web page එකේ නෙමෙයි play වෙන්නේ. link එකක් වෙලා media server එකක play වෙනවා. So that's called streaming of media. Right? The client software on the user's computer decodes and play the file from the media server. Right? And then search engines. What are search engines? It's also a website. It's also a website, but it helps us to search the websites we want from a keyword. අපි keyword එකක් තමයි දෙන්නේ. අපි හැම website එකම මතක තියන් ඉන්නේ නැහැනේ. Keyword එකක් දුන්නාම එයා අපිට keyword එක තියෙන websites හොයනවා. That's search engines. Right? That is also a website. And a domain name server. There are 3 types of server types I have mentioned before. The one is domain name server. Here I have mentioned how it's work. Internet එකේ දැන් සාමාන්‍යයෙන් අපිට ලේසි ඉලක්කම් එක්ක වැඩ කරනවා because these are machines. Right? These are machines. අපි දෙන්නේ යාට URL එක. අකුරු වලින් තියෙන එක. එයා එතකොට ටග් ගාලා convert කරගන්නවා IP address එකකට. Each URL has IP address. හැම URL එකකටම IP address එකක් තියෙනවා. එතකොට convert කරලා එකෙන් තමයි හොයන්නේ. ඒකට DNS එක වැඩ කරන්නේ ඒ විදිහට. Right? And using internet for communication. Right? That's about the theory part. This is for communication. Email. We have so many types of emails from different companies. Gmail, Yahoo, Hotmail, and all. Right? Email. Electronic mail enables exchanging messages as electronic mails or files between 2 or more people. කීප දෙනෙක් අතරේ files හරි messages හරි share කරගන්න තමයි electronic mail අපි use කරන්නේ. Right. That's all about internet. Then we can answer that question. 13th one. Which of the following combinations show the services of the internet only? Now you can answer that question. Let me know the answer from the chat. Okay, I got one answer. What about the others? What's the answer for this question number 13? Okay, very good. Okay. They are asking about services of the internet only. Right? I have mentioned 7 services of the internet. If you can remember. Right? If you can remember, I have mentioned 7 services. I'll show it again. If you can see, these are the services of the internet. World Wide Web, electronic mail, file transfer protocol, remote access, file sharing, streaming of media, and search engines. Right? Okay. Now what's the answer? I got some answers, but one answer is correct, the others are wrong. Now you can check the answer. File transfer is file transfer protocol here. Okay. Very good. The answer is the third one. Email and file transfer. HTTP is a protocol. Right? That's not a service. HTTP is protocol. Web browser is not a service. Service is www. We want web browsers to access www. So the answer is the third one. Right? And okay, the fifth one. Which of the following is the correct form of a URL? I have showed you a URL. Send me the answers. Okay, I got one answer. Very good. Very good. I got another answer. Very good. What about the others? What's the correct form of a URL? These type of questions can be come for the next examination in 18 or 19. So you should know these things. What's the difference with what's the protocol? It should be like this, right? It should be like this. Can you see the protocol? HTTP : and /, right? Okay. Now we can find the answer. Here there's no /, so it's wrong. First one is wrong. Here HTML, that's wrong. There's no protocol called HTML, right? Here we have HTTP, here also we have HTTP, but here the slashes are backslash. That's also wrong. The answer should be the second one, right? I got some answers. The answers are correct. Following figure shows a part of the toolbar of a typical web browser. Select the most appropriate outcome if you click on the active button, this button. Okay. You all use the internet a lot, I know, right? Let me know the answer for this one. Here you have a typical toolbar of a website, web browser. Send me the answer according to your knowledge. I didn't explain this. What is done by this button? Back arrow. Okay, I got one answer, two. Okay, very good. Both answers are correct. What about the others? Okay, I got another one. Correct. Very good. Okay. The answer is the first one. Move to the previous web page or website. Previous web page එක හරි නැත්නම් previous website එක හරි. This icon is move to the previous web page or website. This one, move to the next web page or website. This one, refresh or reload. And this is home page. This is home page. This is reload button, right? Here you can see, I'm now using the Microsoft Edge. Here you can see the refresh button. If I refresh it, they're asking about reload site, right? I'll cancel it. It reloads the site, right? And the home button means you can go to the home page, right? This is a common question. Can you answer it? Common one. Okay. Very good. It's a common one. Which of the following is recommended to avoid health issues experienced in working with a computer for a long time? Right? First one, taking a break in every 30 minutes. Using a computer with a smaller screen. No, that's wrong. This is wrong. The second one is wrong. Using the keyboard more frequently than the mouse. No. Playing more enjoyable computer games. No. The first one is the answer. Taking break in every 30 minutes. Right? ඔයාට නොතේරුණාට අපි කම්පියුටර් එක දිහා බලනකොට අපේ ඇස් දෙක ඇහි පිල්ලම් ගැහෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඒ නිසා අපි නිතරම අපේ හැවේලෙන්න බලනවා, dry eyes එන්න බලනවා අපිට. එතකොට අපි නිතරම බලන්න ඕනේ ටක් ගාලා 30 minutes වලින් පස්සේ චුට්ටක් පොඩි break එකක් ගන්න. Okay. 18th one. It's also a common one. You have to read it carefully and answer. This is about e-services. Those days, COVID days, we use e-services a lot. So you know the answer for this. Read it very carefully. Okay, I got one answer. Very good. Correct. The others read it very carefully. Okay, I got another answer. Very good. Correct. Okay, let's discuss. In a distance learning environment, students can access learning materials from their home anytime and attend to the lessons conveniently, especially when they are unable to participate in traditional classroom teaching. Right? That's a correct one. Distance learning provides anytime, anywhere method. Right? If they are unable to participate in the traditional classroom teaching, they can attend the lessons at home. Right? A is correct. If A is correct, you can cut this answer directly because there is no A in that answer. Right? Let's check B. Using modern technology such as mobile devices, the government can provide up-to-date information to farmers, such as the possible crops to be cultivated, current prices of crops, etc. Yes, that's also correct. So B is also correct. So you can cut this one. Right? There are only two answers to select. C. The modern technology facilitates the general public to reserve tickets in long distance trains and buses using mobile devices. Yes, that's also correct. So the answer is the fourth one. So the answer is the fourth one. All are correct. We can reserve tickets for long distance trains and buses using mobile devices. Right? Using ISPs, Internet Service Providers අපිට දෙනවා Mobitel, Dialog, ගොඩක් Mobitel train tickets කොහෙම book කරන්න. Right? All three are correct. So the answer is fourth one. And this is our last question. The 19th one, last question for today, right? We are going to discuss the other parts of this MCQ and the 2017 one in next sessions. There are 3 sessions and the essay part of these question papers. Right? We are going to discuss. Okay. Today